Oddly enough, for my particular role, I only did the voiceover for the character. I did not actually do the physical character, like whoever was inside of that character. Thank you, whoever you did it, because it was hotter than Hades when they were filming some of those episodes. But yeah, I was never on for any of the on-camera stuff, just post, which is what it would be considered, like after everything's recorded. And now the actors have to go back in, and because sometimes when the Power Rangers are on set with their helmets on, obviously if they're trying to say any of their dialogue, it's going to sound, and it's like, what? Yeah. So they all had to. I saw a lot of them come in when they would have to do post and do pickups for what they had said inside of their helmets.
I have a question. So you did the movie first, following into the series, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's two different contracts because
yes,
what was one through Fox?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
One with Saban.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't want to talk numbers, but were you paid okay for the movie?
I don't even remember.
Okay.
Yeah. I do remember myself as a voice actor being with Saban just one season prior to Turbo. I started off in Zeo, and this was my, I guess, to date as a voice actor, the biggest thing that I'd ever done. So it was kind of cool. Like, I think we got like a private screening on Fox Studios to be able to go ahead and watch that.
Oh, here they come. Here they come.
Cool. There they are. The big guns.
Round of applause for the GOAT.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You guys know who they are? Okay. You guys know the jingle, right?
I heard yellows outside.
Selwyn Ward, first black leader of the Power Rangers. Ding! How's y'all's day?
So far, so good. Really good. Amazing. We love Power Morphicon.
All right.
Yeah.
So where were we? What did we interrupt?
You guys weren't interrupting. They were asking. You guys probably remember better than I do because it's kind of like a blur to me.
I think I know her.
Come on. Yes. And no, we will not be talking about the VIP party from last night. No, we will not.
What party?
That was fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Awesome. Great. Cool.
All right. So if you guys got
Ashley's
questions,
here.
you want to raise your hand? We'll call on you. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need y'all to make more noise than that. Let's go.
Thank you for saying that. Hell yeah.
I say she deserves a little something from your table, recognition. That's what I say.
No, it's very powerful, and so the joke behind the joke, kind of that whole the black nerd skit that we did, that the jingle, everything. The main reason I did it is because I didn't feel it really got the recognition at the time that it was. Being in that position, I expected a little bit more media, but maybe it's up to me to do my own media so people know. But I was really surprised how it really didn't get much recognition. I knew it was very powerful, so that's where the skit came from. Now. It feels like now it's getting the love that it should, because coming up as a child myself, I didn't have much characters to relate to. So I knew how powerful it was. And I think at this point, it's actually probably kept me out of some trouble because, I just want to continue to, not blemish that, for the fans and whatnot, So, but thank you. Good question.
I want to piggyback on that. I think like they should have made noise back then. They should have made noise. They didn't. It was a huge breaking barriers. You know what I'm saying? Like now we have like Black Panther and like Catwoman or whatever. But back 20 something years ago, like that was huge, and they did not make noise. And it's powerful, Selwyn. It's awesome. Really cool.
Can we just also talk about the elephant in the room? Speaking of. That was
Yeah, give it up for the GOAT.
So, speaking of elephant in the room, hi Blake.
Hello. Sorry I'm late, y'all.
The fact that Mr. Man here, Salwa and TJ looks the same. Am I right? This guy does not age one bit, and I'm so jealous. You look amazing.
Thank you. You look amazing.
Well, thank you.
Stop it, guys.
All right. Any questions
Going.
from anyone in the middle, the back?
Don't everybody raise their hand at once.
We've got one there, yes, my friend.
My friend from Holland.
Yeah, you guys.
Okay, let's have Blake answer that. But first, we gotta recognize that she's from Holland. That is awesome.
Hey, give it up for her.
Thank you.
thank you.
So far.
That's dedication.
But Mr. Blake will cover that.
I think for me, I enjoyed filming every single episode, but for me, I think my favorite was Little Strong Man. It was based around me. I got bit by an ant. I have superpowers, and it was pretty cool. Had super strength.
Cool. I'd probably have to say, well, there's two really. I don't know if you guys remember Wheels of Fate when I got Lightning Cruiser and tamed Lightning Cruiser. Loved that. That was a lot of fun. And then of course Forever Red.
I gotta say, I like Carlos and the Count. Like, you know, the vampire thing. Like, it's so fucking cool. I love that. So I love that episode a lot for sure. And of course, like, come on, Countdown to Destruction.
Oh my
That
gosh.
2-part episode. Are you kidding me? Like, that was awesome. I would say those three are my favorite.
Yeah, I think that was the Grandma Matchmaker. Is that Turbo?
Yep.
Yeah, Grandma Matchmaker for sure. That the grandma was on. Was that like? Yeah, she was. Oh my gosh, she was adorable. And then of course, just what you said, Countdown to Destruction. That was. I think that was kind of all of our aha moments when we were just up there. It was surreal.
I mean,
So-
we destroyed Zordon. You know what I mean? Like, it's awesome. But one thing I want to recognize with Tracy, you guys don't know, or maybe you do, but when she was shooting that episode, that grandma episode, she had a broken arm. She had a broken, yeah. That's a Power Ranger for you.
So
You want to talk about that?
Well, so I look at it this way: you break your arm and chance on being replaced, or you just smile and nod and say, "Let's go, we're doing it." So we did, and I worked around it, and that's it. You just keep going because we all know that Power Rangers are a dime a dozen, and they reminded us all the time.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, well, some of us are more dispensable than others. But yeah, I did have to fight with that. That was hardcore, so.
Great question. Anybody else? You and Azil?
I think we all had our different emotions, but do you want to?
I want to comment on this, but I'll wait for these guys first.
Okay, well, I'll go first because I'll
Ladies
tell you
first.
mine was, it was one of those really weird, I don't know how to feel about this type of moment because we were all in celebration like, this is it. This is ours now. We're past, and why we're sitting up there on those stones, why we were standing up there and you've got these incredible set with the lights and all of that, we see, of course, the original Turbo cast down below. And they're emotional. I mean, it's you're passing it on, and so while we're looking at them, looking at us, it's just so heart wrenching, and you don't know what to say. You're like, sorry, not sorry. I don't know. I don't know what to say. What's the right way? So, but they were very. I mean, in my opinion, they were very professional and really just embraced us. But it was just so hard. You don't know what to say. So that was mine. It was very conflicting.
I was like, cool. See you guys. Let's roll.
Yeah, same here. I shared a trailer with Jason, but he was ready to go. So he was the one that was really ready to go. So I just caught that vibe, like, okay, out with the old, in with the new. So, same thing. We got a job to do. Let's do it.
I want to highlight the fact that, like, they saw like 50,000 people when they casted us, because at that time it was a phenomenon. And I'm giving it up to like the Rangers before us. It was huge. It was massive. These guys would get mobbed everywhere at the mall, Universal City, everywhere that they went. So huge, huge shoes to fill. But they saw over 50,000 people. They went to Miami, New York, Chicago. I know it's different now because we got Zoom and all that, but they went everywhere. But it was just like, for me, it was like, these are some big shoes to fill. These guys have like rocked the fucking globe. Sorry.
You didn't get recognized.
They're like, I'm sorry I said that. I'm just very passionate. I was like, these guys rocked the whole globe. They were global, so it was big shoes to fill, and I was just honored to be part of it and grateful, and it was awesome. It really was. And they were cool about it. They were really nice, and it was awesome episodes, and I wish I would have had my homeboy Justin with me.
Blake was just happy to be there.
Yeah, I was happy to do that. I was like, what a new cast. Cool. Let's roll. Let's do it. I got to show them, hey, you got to stand right there. Don't stand over there. You got to stand over there.
You in the blue. How you doing? So coming in as replacements, then becoming like the main.
Like having In Space as our own after Turbo was over with.
Yeah.
Well,
I understand your question.
so listen, you understand we were coming in to fill this void. We did it. That job was done, or was it? That's why we're like, is it done? Is that it for us, or we can? Because we really didn't know if we were coming back for the. You just don't know. You don't know. So they put us on an extended hiatus. I'm so glad it wasn't a indefinite hiatus, but they did. They put us on an extended hiatus, and we were at the mercy of them. We couldn't do anything. They wanted us to just be present. And I think, what was it, like 8 weeks later, you guys? Six to 8 weeks later, we come and we see the power chamber. What is it? The command center.
I think I had a different contract, than Tracy. I honestly, this is what I say. Listen, guys, this is what I say. I just do everything. What I do, I just do it all in. So when I was doing the job, it was a job. I had a big responsibility, and I was having a great time. However, I was all in all the time. I had no idea that we were going to be here 30 years later or whatever. That we did not know. We didn't know it was going to be. The ratings were going to go through the roof and save the franchise. I didn't know any of that stuff. We just did what we did. You know what I mean? And I think the reason why all this happened is because of the amazing chemistry that we all have as Rangers. And yeah, it was awesome. Again, just being super committed. If you were to ask me then, do you know, Roger, you're going to be 30 years later talking about this? I would have said no. Right? So, yeah, man. Again, we had no idea, and we're blessed to be here.
Yeah,
20-something
I would say
years
too.
later.
Sometimes you don't know when you're shooting. What it's going to look like on the other side. For instance, like in Turbo, that they didn't spend as much money, on music or sound effects or film, all that stuff. But when we got into space, there was definitely a shift. They spent a ton more money, so we did feel that there's a lot more money spent because of the way the set looked. Huh?
We shifted to space.
Exactly. The shift.
How many times I've written that on pictures?
So if anything, we just realized they were definitely spending more money. We weren't sure if it was a movie, like what it was going toward. And then after shooting it, when we see that they got like the nice music and it's like a full storyline, then I think we're starting to understand kind of the scope of it. But when you're doing it, you're not quite sure. You're just kind of going to day to day. It feels the same. But when you see the production value, I'm like, wow.
How about when we saw our command center?
That's what I'm saying.
We're like,
yeah.
whoa. Yeah. That's when it started really hitting.
It was cool.
Yeah, when we were looking down the chambers and all of the. Oh my goodness.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was. I think that was
and we had Alexa before anybody.
That's
we
true.
just called her Decca.
Exactly.
That's funny. Yeah.
You had a
Well,
question?
and we also had the very first crossover ever. Now you see them all over the place. But we had the
is that
very
right?
first crossover
Wow.
with the turtles.
I didn't know. Oh,
Yeah.
It's crazy how they started off as replacements and ended as like what, one of the best teams of all time with one of the best seasons. Can we make some noise for that?
Again, it was by default because we had no idea. We were just working.
But yeah,
I don't know what
question for
contract
you.
he had, but I knew. No.
Sorry. Question for you in the front. Wow.
You
You
just aged
did
us,
a
bro.
good job. You just succeeded.
That's his favorite line.
That freaking line will live forever.
That
I have
one,
it in my brain.
that
Only-
one, and you're human. You're human. I get it all the time when I touch Andros, and I'm like, you're human. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I'll say is in the show itself, when we're actually filming and you see our faces, we have a script, but we can barely go off that script at all, like to the T. If we move words around, they're really strict.
Yes.
They were very strict with us on that. If anybody got to ad lib a lot, it was probably Bulk and Skull. So our ad libs actually would come in ADR. So that's when we do the voiceover. So just like that line you said, that was not the line, of course. But they sometimes would be like, it'll be a line, but then they'll be like, hey, why don't you try this?
They were really
You know,
fun.
why don't
those
you try
guys.
that? And they're just like, just say it normal. I was like, there's no way they're gonna do it. They're like, just do it. Just try it. Let's see. So that's literally how it happened. And I guess, of course the producers watch the episodes and it got through,
Oh
you
my
know?
God.
So in ADR, so they're really smart too, those guys in ADR, because they've been there every season. They always come with these kind of iconic lines, like when I said, did I tell you about the time I got baked in a giant pizza? When they told me to say it, I was like, really? We're really? But it's an iconic line. They're just very smart people.
That's the answer. Again, it's not just us. There's a full team.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Rest
awesome.
in peace, Scott Page. Oh,
All the
he
kids
was,
that told they're bullied are gonna toss their salad because of that episode. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, question for you in the front row.
Blake.
If I were to meet little Justin, I don't know. I'm like, nice hair, dude.
That's a great answer. I think I would too.
Like, dude, is that Pantene Pro V? Or you use Head and Shoulders?
Tell them get a haircut.
That's so funny. You know what?
You
We should
did have the iconic
We
hair.
should have given you the chip tooth and had you be like Dumb and Dumber.
I would tell him, lose the haircut, kid. Trust me on that one.
All right, any more questions? You in the back.
That was for me?
Yeah, did you know you were?
Yeah, I mean, I think I knew everything because, like, there was no audition process for my character. I was literally filming an independent film, and I was just being a kid on set doing karate because I did martial arts since I was 5. And Shuki came up to me and he was like, "You're really good at that. Do you want to be a Power Ranger?" And I was like, looked at this dude, I was like, "What you know about Power Rangers?" I had no idea he was the producer of Power Rangers, and that one thing led to another. But as far as like my character coming into the show, we knew that I was doing the movie, and then I was doing a certain amount of episodes, and then I was going to do one episode of In Space when they went in space. So, yeah, it was cool. I just knew that was what I was doing at the time, and I was just my parents had me really, really, really to a T on everything, and they literally on set they called me One Take Blake because I would come in so prepared that I wouldn't have to do multiple takes for my lines. So I had everything in order. So. But yeah, it was fun going into these guys going into space. And like she was saying earlier, it was super emotional for me because I was a kid that loved Mighty Morphin Rangers. Then I was working on set with some of them in the movie. And then like when they left, I was like, no. But then we got this new group of Rangers and I was like, okay, I'm kind of like the old school veteran guy. It felt kind of cool. So, but it was one big family, and it still is to this day. So we're blessed.
I'd hang out at your house on the weekends or
I
after
know.
we shoot. We just
Neighbors.
hang out.
I just saw that picture actually. My mom. We were going through photos, and Chasey's over at my house eating Subway on my couch.
Yeah.
We lived on set during Turbo. We were shooting 14, 16-hour days. So
No, well, I lived
we
at Lace,
literally
so.
lived on set.
Yeah.
And by the way, they saw thousands of people to find us, and then this guy just Power Ranger.
Yeah.
The luckiest Power Ranger ever.
Honestly, luckiest.
cool,
It was
right?
the
Luckiest.
Isn't that
haircut.
cool?
Like, it was
That's
the haircut,
awesome.
bro.
It
Like,
was.
You want
It
to be a
was.
Power Ranger? Okay, you're a Power Ranger.
My mom knew because I was working before Power Rangers. I did Casper Meets Wendy. I did a bunch of stuff, Boy Meets World, and all this stuff. And it was the hairstyle at the time. It was like the Justin Bieber before the Bieber. It was more like the Jonathan Taylor Thomas era. But yeah,
So
it was definitely the hair.
his hair idea from you. You were the
Justin got it
inspiration
from
behind
Justin.
that.
Yeah, something like that, or more like Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Who remembers Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
JTT.
Any questions from this side? You in the back with the glasses.
Working with Tracy.
That's right, 'cause
I'm
I
kidding.
cracked the
I
whip.
love her.
That's right, I
I'm
cracked
totally
the
kidding.
whip.
Ladies first.
Can
I'm
you
gonna
ask-
plead the fifth on this one.
I gotta think.
Do you mind asking the question one more time? Sorry.
What was
I
the
don't-
hardest part? The hardest part of.
I think the hardest part for me was just leaving, saying goodbye. Like, cause we grew such a great relationship with everybody, and it was something that we did every single day. And like he said, we would work 15-hour days. And when I wasn't filming on set, I was in a schoolroom locked with my teacher. It was, but the hardest part was saying goodbye, saying like, yeah, it's time to go, so.
Chris
Other than
Canute.
Huh? Chris Canute. Yeah, Chris Canute.
All right, yeah, it's a good question. Good question.
For me, good
Oh, my
answer.
bad, yeah.
I would say the same thing. Just because, not so much the show and all. I mean, yes, but just like you build like it's like a family. You know what I mean? Not just us, like everyone on set, even the stuntmen and.
A big
I mean, just-
dysfunctional family.
Yeah, we're spending so much time together. We're spending more time with our own family. So that was the hardest part. I would say just leaving the show. It's always.
I don't think like anything coming to set was hard. Like, cause I
No.
loved martial arts. I was good at that. I couldn't wait for a fight scene or to work with the stunt guys. And then like learning my lines was just something second nature to me because that's what I was there to do. So I don't think filming was hard at all.
No,
Right?
it was
And you guys made it all easy
a
too.
blast. It was
I
fun when it
think
worked.
that, of course, everything's always fun in the mornings and we're all refreshed, but then 15 hours later, we're picking and poking each other like porcupines, getting on each other's nerves. And so, but, at the end of the day, of course, again, like I said, it was a dysfunctional family. We really were.
They were dysfunctional. I was living life. I was like, yeah, I'm with the Power Rangers today.
Where's my money?
Where's my money?
I'm gonna tag on to that really quick. I know most of you guys don't remember me, but I would often be sitting with Scott while I saw you guys because you had to take breaks in between when you guys were shooting to do pickups for what they had to do for the next episode. So I would see all of you guys, go in there into the booth, and me as a trained voice actor, and looking at all of you guys, I was going, oh, not bad. And then Johnny would come in, and man, please, whoever's taping this, like, Johnny's one of my best friends, but at the time I was like, dude, this guy, he's like not gonna make it. He can't do voiceovers.
He was struggling?
He just had it. He
Listen
had a
to
really
that.
hard.
And he's a legend.
He had a really hard time doing what was being asked of him to do from Scott. But I think what the growth that he had in that show in Turbo, being able to take direction, and because he was a well-trained martial artist, I think that's what helped him in the end, because it's like he just stuck it, every single time, and every time he had to get direction, he would get better. But you guys were,
Are you talking about like with the Kias?
huh?
The Kias?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Everything.
that's so awkward to be able to
Yeah.
sit there in a room, and I don't know if you guys had this issue, but sitting in there in a room and you're just like, it's just and he was actually one of the better ones to really learn from.
Yeah.
And
Good
then,
question. Yeah, you in the front.
I learned to knock on fellow castmates' dressing room doors before you just walk in. No, I'm just kidding. As a kid, I think that like I was like before, honestly, I was just so well prepared. My mom had me so prepared. It was cool. When we would walk into set on every single day, when we first filmed, like they would give you a big script, right? So each day they would give you a little script of what we were filming that day. So you would go in and you would have a little script on your table, and you would go over it. And my mom would like, study your lines. And I'm like, Mom, I know my lines. I don't need to study my lines. But I was just so well prepared that I knew that I was going in there to do what I was going to do. But I had fun while doing it, and I still enjoyed it.
I think you were probably more mature than the rest of us.
I mean, I don't know. I would say definitely not. The stunt guys got me into a lot of trouble.
Oh yes.
You got yourself into a lot of trouble.
That's 12.
No, but the stunt guys were so much fun to hang out with afterwards. The karaoke, and oh my gosh, I had so much fun with them.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was a great
I
time.
had a blast with Blake, and of course my boy.
These
Sal,
guys were like my big brother.
Yeah,
And now I'm bigger than them. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, literally right before action, we would be goofing off. Like you just have no idea, and yeah, it was fun.
It's funny story. So listen to this. So I was it was like, I think it was like 7 years after I got off the show. I had just turned 19 years old. I had my car. I was up in Porter Ranch. I was eating dinner one night, and I'm walking out of the restaurant, and I hear, Blake? And I turn around, and it's Jason David Frank. And he was like, dude, what the hell? You're huge. They hadn't seen me in so long, And the last time they saw me, I was such a little kid. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Last time I saw you as a little kid. Look at you.
I know.
It's crazy.
So I think this gentleman in the hat had a question.
Yeah.
I like how this is a turbo panel and space keeps coming up. You want to answer that?
Another Ranger, like you get.
Like another.
Oh, I'm a Marvel guy. I would like to see Power Rangers with some Marvel characters.
How
That would
about
be pretty cool.
Thundercats?
I'm gonna stick with Diva Talks. I just had a crush on her. Oh, you did too, huh?
Don't we all?
Yeah.
All right, any more questions? You in the back.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's a merger of two things because they do have kind of like a overall, I don't want to say blueprint, but template, right, of what this character is. And then I think those other things come out because I think as they watch us episodically, like the stories start to kind of cater more to maybe our natural personalities.
Yeah,
so I think it does start in a direction, but I think as we shoot, they start to see where our characters are going and kind of help develop that too. So I think it's a merger of two things, actually.
Yeah, so they write it, they put the blueprint, and then we kind of just come in and do our thing, and eventually the character just unfolds. But we also have a resume. So and then that resume is like martial artist, soccer, or whatever, and they look at that, okay, Carlos, it was a soccer episode, right? And then all of a sudden I come in and I do my thing, and she's a dancer, so she comes and has her episode. Yeah, so I think they have a base, and then we just bring our own thing to it, and the character unfolds. But obviously, the Red Ranger is always written like the leader, Sure. So
I have a little story. If you guys
don't say that.
Don't mind me sharing. I think you guys will really enjoy it because it's not something that I talk about. I know this is a turbo panel, but it was during In Space. So the question of how much of it is us. So because as I mentioned earlier, we do tend to get on each other's nerves. As one would when you're spending X amount of time with them. Well, there's times where you just get on people's nerves a little bit more so than normal. And the writers always scoping out what the scene is and what's going on, what's, who's doing what, where, when, what. So anyhow, Patty, who is, you guys know, is Cassie, the Pink Ranger, and we were tired, and people get, we tend to get catty, and so anyhow, I think that the writers thought it would just be so much fun to let's just write this in there where Ashley and Cassie, they're just gonna go at it, and they're gonna just fight and be catty, and that's where the Rift and the Rangers came from. And little did I know, you guys remember this. I know you all remember, because after we were done shooting, everybody was like, wow. That was like so good. You guys really made that look effortless. And I'm thinking that was so therapeutic. Thank you so much. I just needed to get that out. But that's where the Rift and the Rangers came from, because it was just like they draw these real life experiences, and we're like, you just take it with a grain of salt, and it is what it is, and sometimes it becomes a good story, and that was one that was really good. It turned out to be very therapeutic too at the same time. So yeah.
Good question.
Awesome. Any other questions?
Right here.
Who? Just kidding.
See, if I wasn't in space, I would say space.
I didn't really watch Turbo or Space, so I didn't watch the other ones. So I don't even know what to say.
I would have done the villainous.
I didn't even watch my own episodes. Yeah, so I don't know.
I really like Time Force. I like Time Force. I would have liked to come back to Time Force or SPD, just because it was like kind of car ranger-ish to me, So
I'm sticking with you.
Yeah. I probably picked the original.
Same here, Mighty Morphin maybe.
You guys wouldn't want to do villain?
they had plenty of opportunities
Morphin.
to have Justin come back. Plenty.
Yeah.
Season 30.
Right.
I don't know. Never mind.
Am I the only one that would want to come back as a villain? I mean, I got tired of playing the bubblegum. Like, I wanted to I want to do something dark, and so when we did again, playing off of that, wanting to do something different, I got to play Astronomer, and that was so much fun. It was just, I went way above and beyond, though. So, but that was just so exciting. So they had to pull me back a little bit, and then pull me back a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and so. But I just think I was just wanting that release of wanting to do something different and stop being the bubblegum cutesy kind of, and I just want it dark.
I just want to be the Green Turbo Ranger and the Black Space Ranger.
And you were the best darn Green Ranger and Black Ranger there was.
And you were the best yellow.
Thanks.
Yeah, question for you in the orange hat.
What's
He
the
was
certain
saying
line?
it to
Tell
his
us the
diva
certain
talk.
line.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's a really popular line.
Yeah.
It's
Wait. How did it go again?
Say it. With the finger too. You did the finger.
We're here to toss your salad.
Yeah. That's almost better than shifting the turbo. That's so
Right?
good. I love it. Do you still say that when you're out trying to meet girls or something? Or?
You weren't with me last night, were you?
Bad Roger.
You have a question?
Next question.
Yes, those were fun. Oh yeah.
So many.
Oh yeah, there was a lot. Yeah.
I like the one Roger when you either snotted or you spit with Johnny when you were doing that scene with Johnny?
I did.
And like some spit came out of your mouth. You were doing something like this big spit comes out of your mouth. Yeah,
Probably,
that's one of my favorite ones.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what? Those were cool. I used to love watching. The bloopers were so fun.
We never knew
They
what was going to
should've
end up on there.
Continued that. That was so cool.
It was.
I think those
Everybody
some of
looked
the best
forward
part
to
of these
that.
episodes. They were cool.
I think that some of the bloopers that I remember when we're doing, okay, here I got a turbo for you. Sometimes because that whole sequence, that's hard to get all of us at the same time, and some of us didn't know which direction we were going. So you always end up having one person go in the wrong direction, and
Tracy is so positive. He's such a positive person.
Right? Exactly.
yeah, there was one where Christopher and we were in my yellow car, the infamous Cabriolet Yellow Rabbit, whatever it's called. And so we're pretending, we're driving and we're supposed to go left. And naturally, you want to go left, but your body has to go the opposite direction. And so we're trying to figure all these things out. And so one time I was supposed to turn and we both ended up bonking heads at the same time. Oh my gosh. And then it's like, okay, now you get hit from behind. And we're like, well, we're trying to figure out behind. You go back, you go forward. What are we doing? So those were a lot of fun, you guys. That was one thing that we really looked forward to, was watching who made it on the bloopers. Yep.
Honestly, I was thinking yesterday because someone asked me about the Morphicon Turbo, and I was like, we're pretty darn good to like do it in sync. That's not an easy shift. It's a turbo. It was really cool.
It was just a matter of getting the direction.
I'm just giving myself credit because I thought it was pretty cool.
No, yeah,
that we
it was
all did it. It
cool.
was awesome.
In Turbo, the movie, I actually did that on purpose, and they were like, "Keep that, do that again." I was like, "Okay."
The key?
Yeah, when I went the wrong way.
That's actually Selwyn's favorite thing to do when we're at these conventions. So make sure that you ask him. He loves it. He really loves doing it. That's his favorite part.
Some guy over there who had his hands raised.
Over here.
Yeah, he's had his hand raised right
Okay,
there with the
over here,
Batman
and then we'll
shirt.
go over here.
Batman shirt.
Awesome.
Demetria? Was it Demetria? Demetria.
Like why he had to get killed off?
No, he's talking about Turbo.
Why he left the tube? I don't know. That's a great question.
You want to take a vacation?
Oh, why the actor left? I don't know. That's a great question.
That's a Saban.
Honestly,
That's
I don't
high
know.
Question.
I was confused. I was like,
actor?
what? We don't got Zordon no more?
Yeah,
Who's
how
this?
they
Who's
use
this
me-
chick?
how they use
Everyone
me
get your
for,
phones out and
floating
Google it.
head. Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know.
I seen a hand raised in the back in a gray
Don't be
shirt.
shy.
Did you steal anything?
I took everything.
Yeah, maybe
I
Blake.
took everything. Now,
Blake.
they weren't going to say no to a kid. I was like, I'm taking that. I have my whole screen use suit and everything in a shadow box on my wall in my house that I kept for myself.
You do?
Yeah.
That was in your contract, though, right? Or did you write that?
No, I took it.
Oh.
I said, I'm taking that.
I put the top down on my convertible and threw my chair in there, my actor's chair, and
I wish I could have taken Mountain Blaster. Somebody told me that these cars that they were in the movie and stuff, they're just in a soundstage somewhere. I was like, man, I would love to own Mountain Blaster. Just have it parked in front of my crib.
drive the damn.
Right.
People,
that'd
people
be
drive by and
nice.
be like, what is that?
Show up to Power Morphicon on it.
Hey. Yeah.
Could have picked y'all up.
I
Let's
think
go.
I think my actor's chair was, to me, I think that was very sentimental to me. So I was able to keep it, and I still have it to this day too. I have it there in my living room, and it just, I don't know.
She sits there and Javier does her makeup.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Honestly, they were really like harsh on like props and all that. They would not let us take anything.
Yeah.
Except if you're Blake. But
Or Jason Frank.
or JDF and Blake. That's it. But, other than that, you're not touching the morpher. You're not taking. It was just yeah.
So then,
So I
why
literally
is
stole
it,
my own chair.
What? So then, why is it that some people that have our clothes that we wore on set, how did they manage to get that? And they're selling it, you guys. They're selling our
Awesome.
wardrobe.
Perfect.
But I
I'm like,
do remember
where did
Good
you
for
get
them.
that?
They would
Sell
give
Where
that
us-
did
shit.
you
Make
get
money.
it?
They gave us opportunities. No, they gave us
15,000 on
opportunities
eBay.
for clothing. They gave us opportunities.
Not to
before.
take it.
Yeah, no. At the end, you could buy it for like very little. You don't remember? You got a black jacket. or
Actually, I didn't
something.
even want the clothing.
I thought you got the black
No,
jacket.
well, the jacket we got because it had our name on it. They, gave it to us. The Ranger jacket, the
Yeah.
big heavy one.
Yeah, no, not that one. I thought Roger got a black leather jacket, but I remember the wardrobe we usually at the end of the season. As long as they know that we're done with this stuff, the clothing they would offer back if we wanted it. I mean, a lot of it we didn't, but they would offer it back.
Yeah,
at
I
that
was
point.
like, I don't want to see yellow for the rest of my life.
There you go.
I do got a question. Did TJ keep the Timbs?
Keep the
Did he keep the what?
Timbs?
The Timbs.
The Tim? No, I didn't keep the
That's
Timbs.
a good question. Nice.
Those ducks are amazing. Those duck martins that we had. Oh my goodness.
Question for you.
Like, what's our dream car? Oh, okay. Go for it, Blake.
I like that new Rolls Royce truck, the Rolls Royce Phantom truck. That thing is super tight. It's got the stars and the inside. I don't know. It's like $500,000. I can keep dreaming for that, but
There's a bubblegum blue one where it lives. Nice.
What about yours,
Bubblegum
Sal?
blue.
Oh no, that's a great question.
I got mine. Mine is.
Maybe like a. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I don't want to take you.
I used to say like Lambos and this and that. I own a Tesla. I'm into Teslas right now, but I would say the Tesla Plaid. It's the fastest car in the world. Yeah, it probably. I like that. The Lucid, the new electric. That's $200,000. A beautiful car. I know Lambo's $500,000 or the Rolls Royce, but I don't know. I'm just kind of into the Tesla thing right now.
So I'm going to piggyback off of that. The Cybertruck. The Cybertruck made by Tesla. Yep, that one. Now, have you guys also seen the Terminal List with Chris Pratt? Have you guys, any of you seen it? They have those Jeeps. I think it's almost like a futuristic type of Hummer type of thing. It's like, if you guys haven't seen it, it's amazing. Those are awesome. But yes, the Cybertruck for sure. I'm waiting for that one. Looking for that.
Well, we got three.
All right, we got our last round of questions coming up. You in the back. Yeah, you. Yep. You're the winner.
we tried so many times to fit that in the hole. So many times. They would have to go behind it. They would have to go behind it. We had to fake it because you could never get it in. It would just never work.
It's called movie magic. Yeah.
Oh
Movie
my
magic.
gosh.
All right, last two questions. You all the way in the back with your hand raised. Yes.
Microphone.
You really have to keep up with Blake, you said? I had to keep up with them.
What was the question?
He said, with your training of your martial arts, did you have to keep up with me in my training?
Was that the question, or were you asking us if we had to keep up with our own martial arts, or?
Oh yeah, I mean.
We worked with stunt guys every day on set.
Yeah, the stunt guys, they had us, and we had. Oh yeah, we had to keep up.
So they would put up the fighting sequence like literally right before we shot it, and we would practice it probably like 3 times, if anything, and then action, go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then do it again.
But they would also help, like when we weren't doing choreography, they were also helping with like teaching the martial arts too. So that way we were learning more stuff.
Yeah, whenever we weren't filming, we were training. But don't get me wrong. I mean, there was times where like, you take a hit, you know what I mean? Because it's a physical job. As a matter of fact, that's how she broke her arm. Is she did a row, someone did a kick, and they kicked her arm, and that's how she broke her arm.
Sure.
So Patty too. She was doing like her own stunts and stuff, and Vasquez rocks, lands on her knee, and then she had to get surgery or whatever. So it's like physical. It really is, and you can get hurt. And, you know,
The-
and
the
it just
quanti-
takes one slight wrong move, and you're punching the stunt guy in the face. You know.
Well, my foot got lodged in the Quantitrons. You know how they had those things that cross over? I had to do a double kick, and when I kicked one, my foot got stuck underneath the armor. So when I went to use my foot to kick the other one, I landed right on my back on cement. And yeah, that was tough. That one hurt. And they're like, "All right, let's do it again." I was like, "Oh, excuse me? You're so patient. I see you back there. Let's take
Final
it."
question. You all the way in the back.
Well, that was memorable to me because that one hit hard.
We're still talking about that
It
one.
was black and blue back there. Let me tell you. You have memorable?
I guess Forever Red, the fight scene in Forever Red. There were some cool fight scenes in Forever Red.
I like the fight scene that we put together on the Ghost Galleon when those putrefrieds came on the ship. I thought that was pretty cool. But I think me just doing martial arts on set was like my favorite thing to do because I was already a black belt at the time. So I was like, dang, I get to come here and work and kick people in the face. It doesn't hurt because I'm a kid. But yeah, I think everything for me was memorable.
Yeah, same thing. There's not one moment. Anytime we're fighting, it's very memorable because we were all like, "I want to fight. I want to fight."
Oh,
And
that was the
they
first
would
thing.
not let us fight because, you know, you get hurt, then production stops unless you're Tracy and you shoot, you know, with a broken arm. But yeah, we just were always wanting to fight. So
That was
they're
the
all
first thing.
memorable.
Every time we got our script, that's the first thing we're doing. Who's fighting? Where's our fight scenes? Yeah. Yeah. That was
And it was
awesome.
usually Patty and Tracy fighting. Not on camera though. Just kidding.
We're like sort of kidding, not really.
Bad Roger.
All right.
One
Can
more
we
question.
get
Come on, can we get one more?
one more question?
Got one more.
Okay, it's
All right,
got to be
make
a
it
good,
good.
juicy.
The best question you can think
Ever.
of.
No
You got
pressure.
now.
Right there, my man.
Do it. Oh You're fired. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what? Never mind. No more questions.
No. Yes, Selwyn would be happy to do it by himself.
Lead us off, Selwyn.
Lead us off.
Oh wait, I want to say this. Hold on. My favorite villain is Algar. It's my favorite villain. I gotta say that.
Do a what?
Do a little something.
Who's so quirky?
A little something, something. Oh man, I don't. You know, now
We could do space.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Power Rangers. Let's see y'all shift in the turbo. Not.
Round of applause. Make some noise for the Turbo Cast.
Ay, Rangers.
All right. We doing it?
All right. It's time to end this panel here. Thank you all for coming out. You guys are wonderful. Once again, make some noise for this Turbo Cast.
Selwyn doesn't want to shift into turbo.
We're team players.
I love you guys.
All right. You can call it. Are you serious?
Yeah, I gotta
Roger?
go.
Oh. Just so you know.
What?
Just so you know.
All right,
We're
whatever.
the
We'll
team
do it.
players
Ready?
here.
You ready? We'll go this way.
Okay.
Ready? Shift into turbo. Some Red Ranger he is.
Players right here.
Hey guys, really quick, just so you know, I was able to talk a little bit about it. We didn't really get into a lot about it, but if any of you guys have Facebook accounts, there is a specific web page on Facebook I want to let you guys know about because Tracy was able to be a part of that when we were both attending Morphin Mania earlier this year in February. There was a panel on Sunday that we were able to do that for that con, where we kind of dedicated it to Scott Page-Pagter, who was the director, the ADR director for all of the shows. But there's also some really cool things that were said by a lot of characters that you guys grew up with, like Robert Axelrod, who played Lord Zed, Barbara Goodson, who did the voice of Divatox. So for those of you guys who are interested, it is called D-A, Average, A-V-A-R-E-G-E, Boys Podcast. So Average Boys Podcast. If you look that up on Facebook, scroll about just a couple of posts down, you'll actually see the post that they did with the full almost an hour and 20-minute show special live thing that we did. And Wendy Lee was in it, Barbara Goodson, myself, and Scott's wife was on there as well. So check it out.